Style fam, welcome back to your favorite mythology channel. I'm your storyteller, and today I'm bringing you an explosive Norse myth tale. When it comes to mischief and legends, who can top that bad boy from the Nine Realms who's the ultimate chaos maker, Loki? This time, he's gone and caused a massive blunder, dragging in a crew of dwarf craftsmen to forge divine weapons that have all the gods of Asgard green with envy. Want to know how this guy turns a dumb haircut stunt into the legend of Thor's hammer Mjolnir? Stick around, grab your popcorn, this story's gonna blow your mind. Hey, I'm Loki, the guy in the Nine Realms who's the best at causing trouble and the best at fixing it. Love me or hate me, that's up to you, but you've got to admit, without me, Asgard's myths would be as boring as Valhalla's leftovers. Alright, no eye rolling, today, I'm spilling a little known legend, how I teamed up with those hot-tempered dwarf craftsmen to forge a bunch of divine weapons that made all the gods green with envy. The story start? Well, of course, it's because I screwed up. It all started with my genius prank. That day, I was bored out of my mind, staring at Sif, Thor's bubbly beautiful wife, the goddess of forging, her head of shimmering golden locks, and my heart was itching like crazy. So, I sneaked over with a pair of scissors, snip snip, and shaved her hair clean off. Don't ask me why, maybe it was just my nature, or perhaps because Odin's ravens were squawking annoyingly over my head that day, putting me in a foul mood. The result? Sif woke up, saw herself, and burst into tears, looking like the world had ended. When Thor came back and found his beloved wife bald as a boulder, he was furious as a thunderstorm, shaking Asgard's palace 3 times over. He grabbed me by the collar, his hammer of thunder nearly smashing into my face, roaring, "Loki, you're dead this time." I quickly threw up my hands in surrender, my brain spinning at full speed, plastering on a big smile. "Calm down, Thor. I swear I'll fix this, I'll get your wife hair even more beautiful than before." So, I had to go beg the only guys who could save my skin, the dwarf craftsmen. The dwarf realm, Svartalfheimr, that place is as dark as Odin's foul mood, filled with lava, anvils, and the constant clang-clang of hammering. I tracked down Ivaldi and his brothers, these dwarves who might be short in stature but pack a temper bigger than a giant's grudge, with skills that border on the divine. They live in an underground forge surrounded by molten rock, the firelight making their beards glow like they're on fire. The moment I stepped in, Ivaldi shot me a sideways glare and said, "Loki, what mess have you gotten into this time? Don't think we're working for free." I flashed my most charming smile and started sweet-talking. "Ivaldi, I've heard you're the finest craftsman in the Nine Realms, I'm here to give you a real challenge. How about whipping up a head of shimmering golden hair for Sif? Of course, the payment will be generous." The dwarves exchanged a knowing glance and began whispering among themselves. I knew it, their minds were craftier than my schemes, but they loved a good challenge, loved showing off their prowess. After a few days of hammering and clanging, Ivaldi and his crew delivered the wig. No, calling it a wig does it no justice. It was a cascade of radiant golden locks, brighter than the sun, enchanted to grow on its own and bond perfectly to Sif's scalp, flawless enough to bring tears to your eyes. When Sif put it on, even Thor was left staring in awe, completely forgetting about pounding me into the ground. But the dwarves weren't done yet. With their spirits high and the forge still blazing hot, they casually whipped up 2 more divine artifacts, a spear called Gungnir that never misses its mark, rumor has it even Odin eyed it greedily for himself, and a treasure ship named Splanir that can shrink to fit in your pocket but unfolds to sail faster than the wind. I have to say, that ship was tailor-made for a troublemaker like me who loves stirring chaos and bolting from the scene. At that moment, a bolder idea popped into my head. Since these dwarves were so damn skilled, why not let them show off even more? I sought out another pair of dwarf brothers, Brokkr and Sindri, who were bitter rivals of Ivaldi's crew, both sides claiming to be the top craftsmen in the Nine Realms. I grinned at them and said, "Hey, I hear Ivaldi and his boys whipped up some pretty impressive stuff, do you two dare to compete? If you win, I'll make you legends in Asgard. If you lose, well, no big deal, right? You won't lose anyway, will you?" Brokkr and Sindri's eyes lit up with fury at the mere mention, and they thumped their chests on the spot. "Loki, cut the crap. The things we'll forge will make Ivaldi's lot so ashamed they'll burrow back underground." And just like that, the wager was on. Their forge was scorching hot, like the throat of a fire dragon, with sparks flying everywhere from the anvil. Brokkr manned the bellows, while Sindri hammered the metal with pinpoint precision. Their teamwork was seamless, like they'd been born for it. First up, they crafted a gleaming golden boar named Gullinbursti. Don't let its size fool you, it could outrun the wind itself and even spew flames, turning it into a mobile siege engine on the battlefield. Next came the golden armring Draupnir, which magically duplicated itself 8 times every 9 days, churning out endless wealth that even the god of prosperity, Freyr, couldn't help but envy. Finally, they set to work on the thunder god's ultimate weapon, Mjolnir. This hammer was no joke, infused with lightning power that could summon storms and crush giants to their knees with a single blow. But me? I'm the type who can't resist stirring up a little chaos. Watching them work so smoothly made my skin crawl with itchiness, so I shapeshifted into a fly, buzzing around Brocker's ear like a maniac and even nipping him once. Brocker cursed up a storm, his hand jerking in rage, which stalled the bellows for a split-second result. Before the story wraps up, I'd like to share a little surprise I've specially prepared for everyone. I've released a digital coloring book titled Britain's Streets, Color Fun Coloring Book. It features 40 illustrations of British street scenes. You can download it and print them out to color by hand. Or use your iPad with Procreate for digital coloring. These scenes include London's cozy corner alleys, elegant English homes, bustling markets, and serene courtyards. Each illustration is like a story waiting for you to fill it in. If you enjoy this kind of creative downtime, feel free to scan the QR code in the video, or click the purchase links in the YouTube description or Facebook post, and bring this digital coloring book home. In the midst of your busy life, carve out a little time for yourself. To color, to relax, to create. Now, let's continue the lingering magic of this myth, returning to the sly grin behind Loki's schemes, and see how these legends shine forth from one accident after another. The wager was over, and Brocker and Sindri stole the show, leaving all the gods of Asgard absolutely stunned. Odin clutched Gungnir like it was his new favorite toy, Freyr snatched up Sklanir with gleaming eyes, and Thor? He treated Mjolnir like his prized possession. The dwarves were strutting around, smug as can be, while Ivaldi's crew was so mad their beards practically exploded. And me? I stood off to the side, grinning like a fox who'd swiped a jar of honey. Sure, I'm the troublemaker, but look at these artifacts. Without my string of accidents, where would these legends even come from? So, the next time you hear someone call Loki a menace, set them straight. Without my chaos, Norse mythology would just be a dull ledger of uneventful days. Me, Loki, I'm forever the mastermind behind the legends. I am Mjolnir, bearer of the dwarves' honor, and carrying Loki's cunning. If you enjoyed this tale from Norse mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe to CHIU STYLE, and turn on the little bell so you won't miss the next epic adventure.